That moment of sheer panic right before a big presentation? You walk in, stare at this tangled mess of cables, and just pray that when you plug your laptop in, the screen actually, turns on.
Oh, yeah. Total nightmare.
Right. Yeah. Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at the exact kind of hidden technology that prevents those rooms from just descending into absolute chaos.
Yeah, we're pulling some really interesting specs today from a detailed HDTVSupply page. It's for the Kramer WP-20 4K60 auto switcher and transmitter.
Exactly. And the mission today is to sort of decode all this dense AV jargon for you. We want to see how this hardware actually functions under the hood because, it's essentially this hidden nervous system, right? Just living completely out of sight inside a standard 2-gain wall box.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, a highly advanced nervous system. And when you look at a modern HDBaseT switcher like this Kramer unit, the way it physically orchestrates all these different BYOD, bring your own device inputs, it's pretty wild.
Like, how does it handle someone plugging in an older VGA connection versus a modern HDMI without, missing a beat?
Well, it basically comes down to active port monitoring. So the system doesn't wait for you to awkwardly fumble around and select an input.
Thank God.
Right. The second you plug in, the device actually detects the 5-volt pin on your cable, and instantly it triggers a matrix switch based on the room's programmed logic.
Okay, wait, programmed logic? Like what?
Like priority routing, where maybe the main podium always wins out, or last connected mode, where whoever just plugged in automatically takes over the display. Plus, it has this Maestro room automation built in.
And it's doing all of this alongside Kramer's IED Pro processing, right? Which I find fascinating because usually, well, in my experience at least, the digital handshake between a laptop's graphics card and a room display is exactly where everything just fails.
Exactly. Instead of your laptop trying to negotiate directly with a projector that might be, 100 feet away, this wall plate actually intercepts the display's ED data.
Oh, so it acts as a middleman.
Yeah, right. It mimics that data perfectly and feeds it locally to your laptop. So your graphics card always sees the correct resolution capabilities. It never gets confused, even if the system is actively switching inputs.
Okay, so it's basically like an invisible AV butler. Like it sees you plug in and immediately anticipates exactly what your hardware needs to set up the room for you.
An AV butler, yeah. But one that operates in literal milliseconds. Like, while a human is still reaching for a remote, the system has already locked the resolution and routed the signal.
Okay, but let me push back a second. What if the butler gets it wrong? Say I'm plugged in, but someone else at the table suddenly needs to jump in and present. Are we yanking cables out to force the system to recognize a new input?
No, you don't have to do that at all. There are manual overrides built right into the system. The wall plate itself has physical buttons or, it can be wired to external contact closure switches mounted right under the desk.
Ah, got it. So you can just bypass the automation.
Exactly. If the automated logic isn't what you need right then, you just press a button, instantly bypass the automation, and take hard control.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So the video is perfectly routed and scaled, but getting that signal locked is really only half the battle, right?
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about a massive university lecture hall or, say, a sprawling corporate campus, you have to push that dense 4K data across an enormous physical distance.
Yeah, and you have to do it without latency.
Right. And standard HDMI maxes out at what, like maybe 15 meters? How on earth is this Kramer device pushing uncompressed 4K video over a cheap Ethernet cable?
So this is where the HDBaseT standard really flexes its muscles. Think of it like taking a massive heavy freight train of high bandwidth video, audio, and control data, right?
Okay.
And repackaging it into a sleek bullet train that can run on standard, super inexpensive Cat 6 commuter tracks. It can actually push a 4K signal up to 100 meters.
Wow. 100 meters.
Yeah. And if you drop it down to 1080p, there's an ultra mode that sends it an astounding 180 meters.
Wait, really? 180 meters? That's nearly 2 football fields. Why would anyone even need to send a presentation that far?
You'd be surprised. In massive lecture halls, the projector might be at the back of the room, while the AV rack is in a completely different building. Plus, it's powering the device simultaneously with PoE power over Ethernet.
Oh, so you don't even need a local AC outlet behind the drywall.
Exactly. It draws power directly from that same Cat 6 network cable. And, it's not just hauling video, it's seamlessly managing up to 32 channels of uncompressed audio.
32 channels over that one cable.
Yeah. It allows for on-the-fly embedding, so you could inject a lapel mic over the presentation or de-embed the digital audio straight out to dedicated room amplifiers.
Bypassing the display's built-in speakers entirely.
Exactly. You get total control.
So the takeaway here for you listening, the next time you stride into a boardroom, plug into a sleek wall plate, and your presentation just perfectly snaps onto the screen, remember the immense engineering happening silently behind the drywall. Up to 32 channels of audio, perfectly spoofed display data, massive distances.
It's incredible, and it leaves you with a pretty fascinating thought to mull over.
Yeah.
Well, with systems like this Maestro automation taking over everything from video routing to automatically triggering the lights and window shades based purely on active device detection,
Yeah.
will the familiar workplace ritual of that frantic IT person rushing in to fix the projector soon become a completely extinct human behavior?
Honestly,
Yeah.
we can only hope.